Hello everyone, I'm Antara Dasgupta and this EGU I'm happy to share with all of you some of the latest work we've been doing at Cloud2Street to improve SAR-based flood mapping in arid regions. One of the main challenges for SAR-based flood mapping in arid regions is the seasonal backscatter swing. As the Sentinel-1 false color composite GIF in the left panel shows, the dry sand in the summer season displays backscatter deceptively similar to permanent water due to its high electrical permittivity. This results in massive false positives in SAR-based flood maps as evident from the large discrepancy observable between long-term optical and SAR recurrence in the right panel. Current operational mapping methods in literature share a common viewpoint that selecting strongly bimodal tiles with land-water boundary separation yields good thresholds which can then be globally applied. However, in reality, we find that this is not the case, since the threshold optimization algorithms exhibit strong sensitivities to the initialization backscatter value. We propose the use of land's first percentile backscatter value as the threshold, as the highest value at which a threshold can be set without consciously letting in more land pixels as false positives. This is achieved by sampling points far away from the historical optical water recurrence such that a backscatter distribution for dry land can be generated. To overcome the challenge of large false negatives as a consequence of incidence angle and intrinsic geometric backscatter variations, the swath is first tiled into smaller subsections to enable local thresholding and land sampling. Once the three-band binary maps are thresholded and generated using the land first percentile logic, an annual SAR backscatter time series is combined with topography and optical recurrence to further refine the output map as shown in the blue post-processor block on the slide. For relatively low backscatter frequency, greater than 50%, where relative frequency is defined as the ratio between the low backscatter frequency and the imaging frequency at a given location, all pixels more than 300 meters away from the historical optical water recurrence are masked. This is followed by masking topographically implausible flooded pixels with a height above nearest drainage value greater than 30 meters. And finally, the three bands are combined into a single map using a Gaussian focal smoother to remove the remaining disconnected isolated flood pixels resulting from speckle. The algorithm performance was tested for the July to September 2017 minor riparian flood event in Gambia, which occurred at the end of the Sahel dry season when the seasonal backscatter swing is at its strongest. S1L1P was benchmarked against an OTSU-based classifier initialized with a negative 19 dB threshold and a CNN classifier trained without desert-specific training data. All algorithms were run over the entire flood duration since the validation data that was available as manually cleaned maps was available as the max flood extent over the entire flood event based on fused public satellite data. Panels on the slide show contingency maps of each algorithm compared against the validation data with false positives in red, false negatives in blue, true positives in green, and true negatives in black with permanent water masked out. The S1L1P algorithm in the center panel outperforms the naive CNN as well as the OTSU classifier, demonstrating the value of scalable physics-based algorithms. The large false negatives in all the panels along the channel can be attributed to the presence of dense riparian vegetation, indicating that the ratio band needs to be better utilized in the L1P algorithm. Accuracy metrics are consistently poor across all three algorithms. Firstly, due to the many false negatives in the validation map, which penalizes the algorithm assessment. This is mainly because flooding under vegetation could also not be identified by the human analysts cleaning the maps. L1P, however, behaves more conservatively in comparison to both OTSU and CNNs, but since the CNN additionally incorporates texture while massively overpredicting, it demonstrates a much higher recall value as compared to the other algorithms. This highlights the need to reduce the dependence on optical recurrence for L1P which is often unable to detect water under vegetation, and including it as a driving force in the post-processor leads to incorrectly discarding many truly flooded pixels. Based on our test case in Gambia, we realized that many challenges still persist and there is a need to improve the algorithm through future work. And the first thing we would like to achieve is to fuzzify the entire binary algorithm so that we don't make deterministic decisions based on incomplete information. We would also like to improve the method to combine band-wise maps using land use data, which can help better inform the combination of VV, VH, and ratio bands to get the best possible flood maps. We also want to reduce the dependence on optical recurrence and incorporate more influence of topography, since we found that optical recurrence can lead to some very specific flaws in the algorithm. We also would like to mask low backscatter values prior to the histogram sampling to ensure that our first percentile land backscatter value is not dragged by very low backscatter values being omnipresent in the land backscatter distribution. We would also like to be able to remove false positives from harvested croplands, but we are yet in the process of developing a methodology in this direction. And finally, we would like to improve the dependence on our statistical time series information from Sentinel-1 and incorporate more statistics from this time series in order to be able to better support our final flood map classification. We at Cloud2Street will be extremely happy for your feedback, comments, or questions. Please reach out to us at any one of the contact details mentioned here. You can also find me at University of Osnabrück, where I'm currently working as a postdoctoral research associate. Thank you so much.